Hello and welcome to the Game Awards post-show. I'm Jeff Keighley. The number one question on everyone's mind right now, how come 1994's Booger Man didn't win Game of the Year this year? But first, here's the actual show. Garbage fest. How y'all doing?
I'm doing awful.
Yeah.
Good.
Who we got sitting here? I'm Daniel.
I'm Michael.
I'm Sarah.
I'm DePon.
I'm Chanel.
Sponsored by Dilcolex.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
It's a laxative.
No, it's Dilcolex is it's like
Dolomite.
A preventative. It's like you take it before you go traveling, so you don't sit on the shitter all.
So it's the opposite of a laxative.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like.
Well, no, it's not. It's neither. It just prevents you from getting cholera.
That's pretty good.
I mean, ultimately, if you're traveling abroad and you end up on a foreign toilet, say you're in France and, I don't know, it flushes backwards or something, and then you're there, you're like, I don't want to use this thing. My porcelain throat is sacred and I want it to flush clockwise.
Okay.
So, you know. See,
when you said flushes backwards, I thought you meant like it shoots a water tornado out.
Well, that's a bidet. That's what that is.
I reject this poop. It'll go back up your anus.
Oh,
now.
that's the Pope's toilet at the Vatican. I reject this turd. Send it back into thine maker. Anyway, what did we all do in the past 7 days? Has anyone existed for the past 7 days?
I did.
In theory?
Yeah. Who wants to take this ball and run with it?
Well, I work at the largest mall in North America, and it's a shit show every day. Has that changed?
No, I gotta say something, though. Last week we had Michael on, and he got very upset when I mentioned his employer's name, and he wanted me to make sure that I blur it out. You both work at the same mall.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck West 49. Fuck West Edmonton Mall. Fuck YM.
No, I don't care about that. I'm just saying, like, I was just surprised at how concerned Michael got that he was afraid his employers might listen to this thing that isn't even uploaded to the internet yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Michael, no one's gonna listen to this.
They're gonna find him and fire him.
Literally no one will listen to this.
Nobody, not even our friends will listen to this.
Not even our mothers will.
Not even the people on this thing will listen to this. I expect you all to forget this.
Well, if you pay me, I might consider it.
You don't even have to pay me.
Anyway, Michael, continue.
If somehow the YM overlords find this, this is my resignation.
For real?
I mean, if they find it, yeah, sure.
So like 3 years down the line, when you're the CEO of the company, it's like, well, you had this resignation on tape, so I guess it's got to go through.
Don't people who work at West 49, aren't they supposed to be edgy?
Sure.
I mean, look at him.
So.
Hey, I'm repping West 49 right now. I bought this shirt like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah.
That's a good one, though.
It is. It actually is.
I'm surprised it lasted this long.
I mean, I wore it twice.
Okay.
And then I realized I was not a skater boy. So I said, see you later shirt.
Shut up.
Just believe in yourself. And then she'll come back down to Earth? Is that sort of how that goes? Sure.
Sort of. Yeah, it's in there.
Somebody
comes on Earth.
Anyway, we're like moving locations, so everything is on sale. And so everyone is in there.
Buy a skateboard. Buy 3.
Buy anything.
8, man. I don't
Buy
even
some
care.
79-cent leggings.
Hey, hold on a second.
What? Whoa.
Oh.
What?
Oh, this microphone's fucked.
What?
Oh, the operational end of this microphone is totally fucked up.
And,
Okay. And
hey.
restart in 3, 2, 1.
No, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care that much. But I gotta fix that because that's a problem that needs to be corrected real bad. Because whoever's been using this has been doing it wrong, and I've been trying to mix to fix it.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was me.
Well.
It might have been
But
me.
see, the good news is, hearing us all now, I don't hear anybody else because this microphone was picking you guys up because it was still facing you. Anyway, enough shop talk.
That is good news. You know, life's terrible. But on the plus side, I brought you an early Christmas present because I didn't want to wait.
Oh.
And it's under the couch for you.
Look under your couch. Well, the funny thing is, I actually have a Christmas present for you.
Nice.
So once it's all. Okay, first of all, we got a Raiden Funko Pop from the popular fighting game series Mortal Kombat.
I love
And we got a
heads.
Scorpion Funko Pop, and he's even got the good costume. I'm going to show this to everybody.
I like how the excitement ramps up when you see Scorpion.
Well,
Yeah.
no, Raiden's a jobber fuck, and I hate him, but he's an injustice, so I guess that. But this guy right here, this is the cool guy. He's got teleports, and he shoots a spear out of his hand.
Well, you see, I was going to get you a different set of Mortal Kombat figures, but they cost significantly more, so
Oh.
I decided not to.
Oh, you know, Lindsay's going to be salty
was
she's
very
going to get
candid.
Sub-Zero.
Well,
Fuck her. Who
Yeah.
cares? Who cares? It's mine. It's all mine. It's for me.
Yep.
Listen, that'll be our Christmas gift for Lindsay then. It's
This
fine.
is now.
Yeah,
this
we'll
is
find
now-
Sub-Zero somehow.
This is now the 4th Funko Pop I own, or these are now these 3rd and 4th Funko Pops I own.
I
So
think
you know you got to
that
keep those in the
means-
package so they're mint condition,
Well-
and then they
Well,
won't
the box is
depreciate
already
as
not
much.
in
So, like, the
They
condition.
won't
third-
depreciate as much. As much.
Okay, did you know Funko Pop is in like the shit, or Funko, the company that makes the Funko Pop brand, is actually kind of like in the shitter. They posted a huge loss in 2017.
Huh.
Yeah,
How much of a loss?
I mean,
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure.
They charge like $20 for vinyl figures that cost them like 10 cents to make.
I found out that the Pop line is this thing, and Funko actually makes good figures that look like the thing they're supposed to look like, and the Pop line is just the one that got popular, so that's why everyone gets the Pop line. Yeah, so Funko is the brand, Pop is the line, and then Funko figures are like something totally different.
So are those the ones that you'd go to like the comic book store and pay like $300 for like a Harley Quinn where you can change her skirt or something?
No, that's you gotta go to Japan for that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the like Bishoujo figures.
Huh.
That sort of
Unless
thing.
you go to Showdown Records where they have like a $1,700 life-size Harley Quinn.
Huh.
But can you change her skirt?
Did
You
they
could
just like
probably
plaster a
do
woman?
anything you want.
They just like they got Medusa to turn a woman into stone, then painted her to look like Harley Quinn. 'Cause that's
Sure.
easier than making a life-size model of something.
Sure.
You want me to run up and grab your gift now, or?
No, that
No?
can wait. That's
Okay,
fine.
Okay. I mean, it's been like 6 years in the making. This thing at this point, not literally. That was an exaggeration, but it's something you've known about for a long time.
Oh, I think I know what this gift
Yeah.
is, and I'm real stoked for
Yeah,
it.
something that I was just so lazy and so couldn't be bothered to take it into my day job where I have all the applicable tools to deal with this fucking thing, and I just never did it.
Is it
Nice.
a skateboard?
I mean, it's part of a skateboard.
It's
a
a
skateboard
skateboard bearing ring.
A bear ring. You know, you
Nice.
put it that way.
Bearing a ring?
Yeah,
So
you know.
I
You can
popped
tell.
all the ball bearings out of the like skateboard bearing and like the
Oh.
shield, and so I was left with the metal ring.
Right.
And it just barely fit over my finger, so I was like,
Barely.
So it fits on my ring finger pretty snug. Like it gets on and off pretty easily. Nothing too worried about that. But we'll fit it for you. And if it needs more work, I'll get going on that.
sweet.
Yeah. Anything
Well,
else?
I'm excited for that either way.
Yeah.
Who else has a story to share?
My nephew pooped in a toilet
For the
Yay!
first time.
for the first time.
Oh, okay,
Well,
that is significant.
I mean, I mean, it wasn't a toilet either. It was like a training potty or whatever. Because he's short.
What's his name?
Get
Doesn't
good,
pay
scrub.
rent. Ari.
Good job, Ari.
And apparently, when my sister was like, "Hey, look, you did it! Congratulations, you pooped!" and like she was showing him, it was like, "Yeah, you pooped." He like looked at it. He's like, "Banana," and she's like, "No, it's not a banana." And he's like, "What is it?" And she's like, "It's your poop."
What if he was so cognizant that he understood that that was a banana at some point, and he had just turned it into poop?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
She's
That
like,
kid's going places, guys.
I mean, he's rather intelligent. I mean, just the idea that he associated the shape and like he knew it wasn't a banana. You know, the way he said it, it was like banana.
Yeah.
Like quizzically. But
Yeah, but he understood that it was like he was trying to make the association, like the shape is such that it could be a banana, a weird banana that I haven't seen before.
You could put it in those fun plastic banana holders that people use for some reason.
Yeah.
You ever seen
You
those
could,
ones?
couldn't
Oh.
you? But should you?
I don't
He'll
know.
be your superior in like 5 years.
Yeah, oh yeah, that kid's going places.
Well, I,
right
for
to the
one,
potty.
submit to our new pooping overlords.
Kim Jong-un doesn't stand a chance. He doesn't shit.
Taking the ball and rolling with it. I sliced my hand open real good and went to the doctor to get stitches, and that guy refused to give me stitches.
Why?
Well, I say refused. So I was sitting. So first things first, I went into the clinic and I'm like, "Hey, do you guys do stitches?" They're like, "Yeah." So I sat with a glove on my hand and a piece of like paper towel over the wound to kind of keep it from thing. And I was just gonna sit in there for like a good 45 minutes, not really knowing how it was because I couldn't see it. So I was just gonna, relatively worried about the whole state of my hand. Eventually, he sees me, he pulls the glove off. He's like, "Oh, this healed up perfectly fine. We're just gonna glue it up." And I'm like, "I trust you implicitly, doctor. I've visited you many times, but are you sure this is a good idea?" He's like, "Yeah, don't worry, who cares, whatever." So, so they glued it up, and then it opened up a little bit later, and
Ow.
an hour there, it's gonna make a nice scar. Yeah, slice it clean
What
open.
did you do?
I was cutting a rubber cap off a tool,
Okay.
and then like a dumbass, I used a knife, and I didn't observe the safety of, the relationship between a worker and the tool is sacred, and you gotta trust the tool, otherwise you're gonna get your ass fucked up by a knife. And then I did, and that's how that sort of thing happened. I beat Injustice 2, the fucking Superman Batman video game.
Yeah?
And that's a dumbass, stupid video game, but I like it.
Why? It's a dumbass.
Well, for one, I mean, superheroes, just, like, it is a superhero story, and that's the thing I like about it the most, is that it embraces how stupid it is. Superman's a homicidal maniac, Batman's just a guy, and they can punch each other, and it works, you know?
But it's also soft Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of better Mortal Kombat in a way, because
No, you're probably right.
well, it's the latest NetherRealm game, and they've had a lot of time to kind of deal with this sort of thing. But Raiden and Sub-Zero are in it, and I play them almost exclusively because I know them. But like, there's the thing at the end where you can align yourself with either Batman or Superman, and that determines the ending. And I'm like, okay, so I was recording it, so like I'll do one ending, the ending that I know to be the bad one, then pop out and do the good ending. But I have to play the whole thing again to get that ending, because the chapter system just kind of keeps spitting me out every time I do a fight, and it's not great.
You can't like reverse to a previous save file.
No, it does it basically like based on chapters. Yeah. So that's how that works. It's unfortunate, but it's overall a good game. It's stupid. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's one of the few games that actually came out this year that I said I played. Hypothetically, sometime down the line before or sometime after New Year's, when we get together, do a panel of like, of the year, you know, best book of the year, what'd you listen to this year, best movie of the year, and that sort of thing.
I'd like to vote Destiny 2 as the worst game of the year, even though I spent well over a day and a half playing it.
Hey, I mean, if you want to talk about turnaround, my worst game of the year last year was Street Fighter V, and then these two walk in, and I'm playing Street Fighter V, playing a costume, like I'm wearing a Santa costume, playing on a stage that I bought with money, because I keep putting money into the game, because I like the game, because it turned around on me.
Okay, so you personally weren't wearing the Santa costume.
No.
A character
Okay,
in the
yeah.
game was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed that you weren't wearing a Santa
I like to
costume in
harass
this
people with
situation.
Alex's Christmas eyebrows because they're strange and I don't like the way they look. But every time I beat them, they get a close up of his eyebrows, and I'm like, "Yeah, I paid money for this. I'm a fucking whale."
Nice.
Either way, yeah.
Well, turnaround's good, but siphoning off experience points and
Yes.
lying to your fan base is
We
not.
actually covered that last week.
Did we?
Yes, we went into that was actually the bulk of the discussion. I think a good like 25% of the podcast was just talking about that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we can skip over that then.
Well, yeah, so to preface anyone who's not sure, Destiny, the shoot and loot game by Bungie, basically, there was a thing, and MMOs do this, like, the longer you play, the less experience you get over time. It's kind of a diminishing thing. But MMOs are upfront about it. They'll tell you typically that, yeah, okay, you're making less experience by playing longer. Destiny didn't tell people that, and like you would shoot a guy, you get a number of experience back, play for 5 hours later, shoot the guy, get the same number, but the actual amount of experience you get was not the same. It was basically a lie. It was lying to you with numbers, and as we all know, numbers are wholesome, and you can't lie with them because we have to trust these
Destiny is a
numbers.
statistician.
Yes.
That's just in.
Yeah. Like Stats Canada. 90% of it is wrong, but I like it anyway. You ever follow Stats Canada Twitter? Like,
No, but I feel like I should.
like 30% of Canadian households are made out of beaver pelt. I'm like, well, I don't know enough about Canada to disprove that, so I guess I could go along with that. It's one of those fun novelty things. You follow it for like a year and then you turn it off because like, all right, I'm clogging
The
up.
joke is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's only so many times you can say, ha, Canada, and then, I'll kind of loops back around. Then you see maple syrup so many times in a day, you're like, can't really deal with that.
So, what's our first topic of discussion today?
Holy shit, we're jumping right into it. We've only been going for 12 minutes.
Only 12.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
we really
we're
gotta
already
stretch our
almost
no
a third
content.
there.
Well, I mean, the fun thing
Into
is that this
content.
week I do have probably more news than ever before because I've actually spent more time preparing a doc at this time. A lot of it will be just like fluff pieces, but like, oh, that's cool, moving on, that sort of thing. I'd actually remove things from the docket because I'm like, well, I personally am interested in this, but I don't think anyone cares. So I, remove that sort
Like
of
the
thing.
PUBG thing?
Well, it's on here because I did include it in the topic list, and people, if anyone has any prepared remarks, we can talk about it. But I did remove that from this thing. I brought it back up in case people want to talk about it.
We'll get to it later.
We'll get to it. Well, tell you what, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna pick. Where are we? Oh, not even on the right screen. So that didn't work at all.
Nice.
We'll start here, I guess, because this is relatively stupid and I like it. This is actually posted into things, so people do hear about this. Nintendo Wii and GameCube games are being remastered for the Nvidia Shield, but only in China. For those of you who don't know, the Nvidia Shield, I think there's a picture of it in this article somewhere. Guess not. Thanks, GameSpot. The Nvidia Shield is basically an Android tablet with a built-in controller you can use to play games. It's kind of like a low-end PC in a way.
That sounds cute.
Let's click this, see if it loads. But basically, it's a handheld gaming device, not unlike the Switch, except ugly and looks like a clam. And personally, I wouldn't use it for anything in the world. But Nintendo has partnered with which company?
Like a very big.
No, so they're working.
Game
They're
Boy
working with
Advance SP.
Nvidia. Yeah, they're working with Nvidia specifically to make Wii and GameCube games for the Nvidia Shield, which is bizarre and weird.
So what would you have played on it without Wii and play like Candy Crush? Or?
You can get a contemporary like computer operating system like Windows. I think you can even get Linux on it. So hypothetically, if it could run a PC game, power-wise, then you could play it.
Could it run Doom?
Oh, it could run so many versions of Doom. And the fucking Nintendo Switch can run Doom.
Of course it can.
Though I don't know if anyone's actually modded the Switch to run classic Doom, but you can play classic Doom on a thermostat, a Lexus,
Thermostat?
yeah, someone modded
The
like
Nest?
this. If it, yeah, well, no, not the
Okay.
Nest. It was basically it had an LCD screen, it had a USB in. Actually, I'm gonna look that up right now, and basically.
Well, you can play it on a Texas Instrument as well.
That's
so like,
true.
What the fuck?
yeah.
Doom
One thing about
on-
what's it called, the Switch, the controllers they always surprise me with how not uncomfortable they are, but they're never good. It's just like wow, this is the smallest configuration and this game is completely playable.
I think the left Joy-Con, the primary movement stick, is finally starting to go. Because I got worried playing Breath of the Wild, how you're just kind of running in a straight line for a lot of it. I was worried I'm kind of wearing it out, and I feel it now. Because the sticks on the thing are just tiny little nubs. It's not the greatest thing in the world, and I am worried because those Joy-Cons are still super expensive because nothing Nintendo makes ever goes down in value.
That is absolutely bonkers.
I did have a Pro Controller for a while, and it was nice. It felt good, but I had to end up giving it back to the person I borrowed it from.
Stinky Pete.
That's the name for him. So yeah, basically the bottom line here is that Doom can be run on anything. That's not what we started talking about, but it's worth discussing. Also,
Is it really worth discussing?
Yeah.
yes, actually. Oh god, I love
Jen
it.
was wearing a Doom hat right now.
Fucking okay. So Lindsay got me a Funko Pop of the Doom Marine,
Nice.
and with it came a big old poster that she got me framed. And I'm like, I was looking for my Doom shirt. I'm like, no, that's stupid. She's also making me a Doom vest. And hey, I'm a shill for that sort of thing because I just like it a lot, man.
You should just throw like a Doom patch on one of your knees.
I'm like, why?
Cause then you'll just be Doom.
Just everywhere,
Yeah.
socks, shoes.
Plus, like
Watch.
asymmetrical designs are in this year, so.
I do agree. I mean, if I were to wear a knee pad, only one knee pad, I'd put it on my left knee.
Daniel, for
were-
Halloween next year, you should wear all of your Doom stuff and then just have like a giant like fist.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Doom
Oh,
fist.
that's
I get it.
good.
That's a funny
Yeah.
Overwatch thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
My mom has noticed the asymmetrical trend. She was commenting on Chanel's socks today. She wasn't wearing one sock and she was wearing another. She was like, "That's a style now, hey? Different socks and not even a sock on one foot. Who needs it, man? Just throw it out."
I love
Get
your
rid-
parents.
If
Pretty funny.
Like if I had known mismatching socks would have been in, I would have, probably made it more a point to say I'm wearing mismatched socks because God forbid I cannot be bothered to wear two socks that match. I'm not wearing two socks that match. I'm wearing an ankle sock and a knee sock right now.
Oh
It's
my
crazy.
god, how?
I'm an animal.
The dissonance.
It's actually pretty rough because I had to step out, and every time I put my boot on, the ankle sock would
more
fall
bad.
off. It was pretty rough. Woe is me, man. All right, let's split it up. Let's put something fun in here. Has anyone seen the hit new Pixar movie Coco?
I wanna
No,
see
but I want to
it.
so
Yeah?
bad.
Well, if you go after a certain deadline, you will not see the Frozen short that everybody fucking hates.
I don't want to see it.
So here's the headline: Disney is reportedly removing, and this has been confirmed to be true, the Frozen short before Coco that everyone hates. I don't know what it was. I haven't seen it. I have not seen the movie Coco.
Well,
I
if
have
the
not
short
seen the short.
freezes, what's the point?
Yeah.
Oh.
This short featuring Olaf, the snowman from Frozen, has been so unanimously despised that Disney is like, oh, we should.
Okay,
probably
well, wait,
pull
how
that.
long is it? Because it just said it would make the movie 2.5 hours long with a short. How long is this fucking short?
Oh, wait, a 2.5 hour Pixar movie?
Yeah.
Kids don't have the kids do not have the attention span for that. How is it
Dude, I
2.5
don't have a
hours
fucking
long?
attention span. It's there for
I fell
2.5
asleep during Blade
hours.
Runner. I can't handle
yeah,
this.
No.
I'm having
You guys got to
about
go to India and watch the movies in theaters where
Oh.
it comes with an intermission. Like they play an hour and a half of the movie, then there's a 15-minute intermission in the theater, and then you go back for another hour and a half.
I think
I love Bollywood movies so much, but they're always 3 hours long.
Yeah,
and
oh, yeah.
sometimes you just gotta skip a little bit. You're there for the dance scenes, we all know it. The plot's usually garbage.
there was only one movie I can think
Actual
of.
edible food available at those theaters, though.
What do you mean edible?
Like, enjoyable to eat.
Probably.
I guess I don't know that much about Indian theaters. I'm just going on my passing appearance as brown. I'm very Canadian.
You're brown passing.
Yeah, I'm brown passing.
we were getting ready to go to bed, and Lindsay was just kind of browsing Netflix, and she was going through her recommended movies, and in there was a Bollywood movie about twin brothers whose parents died in a car accident.
Are they
and
just
they're,
two brothers?
They're two brothers. And their uncle splits them up, so one goes to live in England, one goes to live in India, and the whole point is worlds collide, culture shock thing. We ended up going, it sounded like it was really fun, and I'm like, I want to keep watching this, but we also probably should go to bed. It's 4:30.
Oh god.
No, it wasn't that late.
What was our original talking point?
We were talking about NVIDIA
Coco.
Shield, but we covered that. And this is
Right,
Coco.
okay.
Yeah.
We're on Coco now.
Yeah, we're on the fact that
actually not racist Disney movie.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It only takes so many. It only takes so many movies about Hispanic culture that center around the Day of the Dead before it's a stereotype. You know, it's like first you had the Book of Life, and now you have Coco. It's like, wow, we're showcasing Latin American culture, but only about the Day of the Dead, and that's all that exists in Latin America.
Okay, but Dupont, they have Hispanic friends. They're not racist.
You know what? I could see. Yeah, you're right.
Did the
you're
Book
right.
of Life come out this year, or was it last year?
That was, I think, a few years ago now.
Oh, okay, because if the Book of Life ended up going up against Coco in the Academy Awards, I'm like,
What about Tale of Two Strings? That wasn't Hispanic.
Oh, you mean Kubo and the Tale of Two Strings?
Kubo
Yeah.
was
I love
so
that movie.
good.
That's fantastic. That was my favorite movie last year.
Was that Disney?
We
That was
saw
No,
that
DreamWorks.
movie
that was like
Yeah,
stop motion.
but that wasn't Latin American. That
Yeah, it was all
like-
about Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Disney, so
I
that's
mean,
why I brought it
Japan.
up.
Oh, I
No
see.
location
Yeah, it's
name
my
is
bad.
ever
No,
said.
but I'm saying any Latin American movie that Disney has come out with so
Yeah.
far has just been about the Day of the
I
Dead.
feel
Well,
like
what
you
else
bring up
is
a good
there?
point.
Exactly.
Well, it's because white people love the fucking sugar skulls and like that whole. They're always dressing up in that for like Halloween, and it's like aesthetically.
When the
it's
Reaper
cool, it's
teleports
really
behind you and he's
cool.
wearing the sugar skull skin. Buenos dias, motherfucker.
I mean, he's allowed to because he's Hispanic. But yeah, no.
But you
it's
know,
That's an
you
Overwatch
know the
game.
fucking 6-year-old
Yeah.
playing him isn't.
Yeah. What?
The 6-year-old at home playing Reaper is not probably.
Have you ever played GTA?
Oh no.
There's a surprising amount of Hispanic children on there.
I'm really uncomfortable with the fact that I'm probably playing Overwatch with 6-year-old children.
Why? It's not
They're
rated
actually
M.
5. If that makes you feel any better.
I just don't want to play video games. Well, I mean, they're probably better than me. Who am I fucking
Yeah,
kidding?
probably.
Yeah, fuck.
So who cares?
Shit.
There was a period of time back in the early days of Xbox where everyone had a Kinect plugged in because they came with every fucking console because they try to get rid of them, and the Kinect would double as a microphone. So it would first things first, it would always be on, and you would just hear the sound of people talking in the background because the Kinect would pick them up, and you'd hear children, you'd hear mothers screaming at the children, you'd hear people neglecting their babies to play Killer Instinct, you'd hear people.
Wait, how do you hear someone neglecting their baby?
Well, you could hear the baby crying in the background
Oh, I
while you're beating them at Killer Instinct. It's pretty funny. So you know. The whole thing about
I thought it was just someone yelling, "I'm neglecting you! I'm neglecting you right now!"
Shut up, baby! I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of your shit. Literally.
I met a
figuratively.
baby named Baby today.
For real?
What?
For real.
That
She
movie
was
driver?
the cutest thing.
That
Fuck,
movie's
I
catching on.
Stole my joke. God damn it, Pond.
I missed it.
Is his name Driver?
No, his name was Baby. That's the whole point of the movie.
No, it's based off the Tom Cruise
You
movie
even said your own
Crybaby.
joke bad.
Anyway, yeah,
Anywho.
she was adorable. She almost ran into me and then just gave me a big old smile and ran away.
How did,
That's it.
how did you know her name was Baby?
Because her parents constantly called her baby.
I mean, like I call my
Maybe it's a
cat.
cute pet name.
I call my cat Baby because I mean my cat is
'Cause
my
you're
baby and I
fucking
love
furry?
her. No, because Bagel is my child, and I will die for my cat. But also, you know, she's ugly. But
Okay.
No,
But, like,
true.
I feel
she's
like-
a beautiful gremlin.
if my partner talked me into naming my child like Anthony or something, I'd be like, fuck that, you're Baby now. I don't give a shit about you, Tony. Your name is Baby.
And the baby.
Speaking
Fuck
of
you,
babies,
Tanwai.
speaking of things that look like babies, guess what?
What do we got?
Mighty Number 9 sucked so hard, Capcom has the answer for it. Mega Man 11 coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
But will you play it?
I don't give a shit about Mega Man.
There we
So,
go.
so to set the scene, there was an announcement a couple days ago from Capcom about the history of the 30th anniversary of Mega Man, and with it came the announcement of Mega Man 11. It's a fucking video game where he plays Mega Man. This is in the wake. I don't know if anybody remembers this a couple years ago. Mighty Number 9. It was one of the biggest Kickstarter games.
Yeah, and then it was apparently shit.
Yeah. So the
So
whole
what
thing.
was wrong with it?
So the whole thing is that Keiji Inafune, the creator of Mega Man, is like, I'm making a new game and I'm going to Kickstarter. It's called Mighty Number 9, and it played like a Mega Man game, but it played apparently poorly. I've not played a Mega Man game, so I can't speak to that. But basically,
Not
it was
even
not
Mega
fun
Man
to
2,
play.
the best Mega
You know,
Man?
it didn't look great. People didn't like the character, but also people I think kind of had a sour spot for it because it took in like multiple millions of dollars in Kickstarter income, and then it got delayed, and then it got delayed, and then it got delayed. And then it got changed. And then an anime was announced. And then it got delayed. And then before it even came out, they announced a totally different game they were working on. People were like, just finish the game I paid for. The 3DS version of Mighty Number 9 is not even out yet. It has not come out yet.
Was
And
that promised?
yes.
When?
Back when the game came out in 2016? 2015.
Okay, fair enough.
It came out in 2015? I'm not sure. Bottom line, it
One
came
of
out
the two?
a long time ago. They promised it on basically every platform available, and the problem, like, with the game is they probably tried to spread themselves too thin by making an anime, making it on every single platform they possibly exist, and then Keiji Inafune is like, we gotta beat Capcom. I love Mega Man, but I can't make a Mega Man game because I don't work for Capcom anymore, and they hold the rights, so I'm gonna make my own, and then it, you know, tanked it super hard. So then Capcom's like, maybe we'll just make our own game.
Do you think that the anime is okay?
Well, I don't think that's even out yet, so probably not.
All right, you're right.
Yeah. Since then, there've been like Azure Striker Gunvolt and all these other different
Good
Mega Man
Cialis
type
out.
games. Just gonna play a trailer here.
Cialis on a Peggy 7 game.
Oh shit, guys! I'm gonna get a waffle maker.
Are you on Amazon right now?
What?
No, I just got a response from this guy that messaged on Kijiji for a waffle maker.
Sick.
How many waffles can I make at once?
I think just 2.
That's
We're
not.
coming to
That's,
your
I
house
was,
for
I was like
waffles,
thinking
though.
one.
Nice.
I'm like,
Awful night.
so that's pretty good.
Can we make like gourmet waffles with like weird, like a kimchi waffle?
A gummy
or,
bear.
A kimchi waffle. A
Waffle.
kimchi waffle with bulgogi beef.
Yeah, man.
Let's
A
do it.
waffle. Make a burger with 2 waffles as a bun.
You know, okay, you're blowing
And
my
a
mind right
waffle
now.
as the meat.
Because like
A meat waffle.
I'm familiar
Double
with the
down
idea
waffle.
of the savory waffle, but you're blowing my mind right now farther than I think it could have gone.
Go ahead.
Well, like, cause I love chicken and waffles, and I know about savory waffles, but now that I'm thinking about it, like, oh shit, that does sound good. You can do a lot with a waffle.
Eva Sweets.
Waffles are
I don't know if you
superior
guys
to
ever
pancakes.
went to Eva Sweets, but they had like a food truck, and then they
Is that
had,
the yellow
like, a-
one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I see them parked every now and then, but I don't know when they're open.
Yeah, they have the food truck still. They used to have like a spot in the basement of Cab at the university, and they had a stuffed waffle that was like a breakfast waffle that had like bacon in it. It was
like
really good.
Batter, bacon, batter, press.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was dope.
Next level tech.
Bacon pancakes.
I think it had eggs in it too, actually.
I was just thinking that.
Take some bacon in it, put
First-
it in a pancake.
I have a problem in that I can't hum that song without going into Friday, because I'm like, making bacon pancakes.
It just
Everybody
reminds me
look
of
forward
New York
to
State of
the
Mind because of that
weekend.
remix.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. Yeah.
Never change, Jake the dog. Never change. Moving right along to
Always do the
things that do
same.
change every now and then. Things like nature
My underwear.
and finding a way.
Brought to you by MeUndies.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Brought to you by Dukerel.
have y'all seen
No.
this guy here, this pizza pop turned human, Chris Pratt? Have you seen this guy?
I've seen him. I haven't seen Jurassic World.
Jurassic World was great. I saw it twice.
So what's the plot twist since we're like years out?
Okay, so I'll tell you the plot twist. Is Jurassic World was the time that we threatened a kid over time play.
What?
So fucking the first time we saw Jurassic World, the time play thing was going on, and me and Lindsay were there, and she was like, she got second place, and
Right.
the first place was Blake. And I made a joke to Lindsay, we gotta find Blake in the parking lot and steal his time play points. And the kid in the next seat, immediately next to me, is like, I'm Blake. And I'm like, congratulations, Blake! And I give him a high five, and at the end of the movie, I'm like, how'd you like the movie, Blake? And I'm like, please don't hurt me, Blake. So this is the trailer for Jurassic World 2, starring Chris Pratt, that's Bryce
Wait,
Dallas
wait.
Howard, and
So
guess
wait,
who-
you guys pussied out then? You
No.
guys
No,
didn't
we didn't
take
team
his
up. But look, it's
time
not
play
Jeff Goldblum!
Holy shit, we all yelled too loud.
Remember that character from Jurassic
It's
Park?
Ian
You like that guy?
Malcolm.
He's back, everybody. Also, dinosaurs are back. How? I don't remember.
Who's
Amber.
this nerdy boy? I like him.
I don't know. He wasn't in Jurassic World, so he's new. I
He's
don't
very
know.
slow.
That's Blue. That's the raptor from the first
Oh,
Jurassic
he's
World.
absolutely getting
Chris
paid.
Pratt looks different. In Jurassic World, Chris Pratt was very tan and had a mustache, and this he looks very different.
He
Also,
looks very Chris Pratt.
so from what I understand, the plot of this movie is that the island's on top of a volcano, and they want to save the dinosaurs for preservation reasons.
No!
So as you
Oh,
can see,
it's so
they're all
sad.
doing this big like lemur run to the cliff because they
That
don't know
is-
where else to go.
That is a nod to the very first
You
one
mean
when
Lemming.
The three
Yes,
of them
yes,
are
yes, yes,
hiding
yes,
behind
yes,
the
Lemming,
log
that's
and like the...
I thought that too. I saw that.
Yeah. I love
Obviously,
that.
an allusion to the first scene in Ice Age.
Holy
Where the dinosaur
shit.
gets bit in the neck. That roar sounds really cool. Bet you wish you could hear it.
Oh, that's the same T-Rex from the first one as what the plot twist is,
I
right?
feel like that
Yes.
T-Rex
Yeah.
was also in the back of the truck.
Maybe. But here's the scene where they all just kind of fall off the cliff. It's very funny. It's also very sad. They all just kind of happen to eat shit and fall.
Well,
I mean...
they can always just
Oh,
get
goodbye,
the
guys.
DNA
Goodbye.
and clone them again, right?
See, that's the whole thing. I'm like, Jeff Goldblum's like, they're animals and they need to be protected, otherwise they'll re-inherit the Earth. I'm like, what do you mean, Jeff Goldblum? What do you mean that they'll re-inherit the Earth? They went
Well-
extinct once.
I mean, from a realistic point of view, they're probably each worth like $100 trillion. So
Also, Chris Pratt's gonna die. Calling it now.
Think so? They just showed a pretty dire thing on
I
the
gotta
trailer. Did he
say,
die right there?
No, he
never
made it.
would've-
If they showed it in the trailer, he
I
made it.
never would have expected that to be the plot of a fucking Jurassic Park movie. Is dinosaurs fall into the ocean and die. Like, what the fuck is that shit? They're supposed to kill the human.
What is that Yeti?
The Yeti? Oh, that's a Rampage.
Oh, like the fighting game?
Well, no, the arcade game where people turn into big old beast guys and fight buildings. They just punch
I was
buildings.
thinking Total Carnage.
Yeah,
yes,
they make
Rampage is much better.
Dude, okay, there's a conspiracy theory going around. So you know Jumanji, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Indeed.
Rampage is also starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And
Is he the
Journey
Yeti?
to the Center of the Earth.
what was
And
Vin Diesel?
Baywatch.
and the Tooth Fairy. So the conspiracy theory is that in the trailer for Jumanji and then in the trailer for Rampage, The Rock is wearing the same outfit in the same jungle, and everyone's like, did he just walk off the backlot of one movie to go film the other movie in the downtime?
No, you had to film Moana in between.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, he didn't even have to take it
film.
off. He didn't have to take off the costume to go into the booth and record his lines. That's the genius
Oh,
of
you
it.
got me there.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, man, what a absolute gem.
G
He is my president.
page.
Would you guys? How much would you guys pay to go to Jurassic Park? Because the question, would you go to Jurassic Park? Like, if you're able, that's obviously yes.
I don't know if
Rampage top, Jumanji
Including
Well,
bottom.
the
you're
flight?
lame, so you're wrong.
Are you including the flight?
No, like just like the entry fee.
The first Jurassic
$300.
World movie, so like the reboot movie, the prequel, the first movie, Jurassic World made it seem like it was just like a Disney land
yeah,
thing.
it was
didn't
all
seem that expensive.
commercialized. They didn't learn anything.
Because there was like the Bell Technodrome and there was a bunch of Starbucks everywhere, and Jimmy Buffett probably had a Margaritaville in there somewhere, which
I
is
hope
why
so.
they keep the costs down with so much outside investors.
Somebody listens to my Bim Bam.
Yeah, I
No,
feel like-
literally, the scene where the guy running away with 2 margaritas is Jimmy Buffett in that movie.
What?
When the pterosaurs come down,
That's
there's a guy
hilarious.
running away
Jimmy
holding 2
Buffett?
margaritas, and that's actually Jimmy Buffett.
I
fuck me,
love.
I
I have
think
to
about
see
that.
this movie.
Yeah. Anyway, let me look that up then. I have the power to do that. But yes, Jimmy Buffett was on an episode of Bim Bam, and it was
Wow.
great.
Yeah,
He
the
is
most
wearing the
recent
exact
episode,
same-
He's so chill.
Yeah,
outfit.
right. He looks exactly the same in both movies. It's amazing.
I mean, he
I mean,
looks a
there's
little
a
bit
little bit-
dirtier in the other movie,
He
maybe
ripped
from
his
running
sleeves
across.
and then
I think it's
called
just contrast. I think it's just the filming style.
Yeah. They what was it called?
No
Color
Cialis
corrected?
ad. Get out of here, Cialis. Sponsor me, please. Actually, I'd prefer a sponsorship than if you leave.
I have erectile dysfunction.
Oof.
Sponsor
I
me.
don't, but I'll have an 8-hour erection.
Will you see your physician to
Nope.
get freaky?
I'm gonna just get wild.
So this is the scene. This is a
Hope
video on
you're
YouTube
prepped.
entitled "Jurassic World Margarita Man." Oh, here come the pterosaurs. This movie has like the most needlessly brutal death scene of any like movie I've ever seen in the last 10
Is it a
years.
child?
No,
It's
it
the
is-
assistant
It's
lady,
the
right?
assistant lady.
Yeah.
She just gets fucking owned for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty.
There he is. That's Jimmy Buffett.
Fuck, I can't believe that was Jimmy Buffett.
That's phenomenal.
I mean, same. Double fisting the margaritas and running away.
He's drinking it.
Wait, he's like taking a slurp.
Yeah,
Well,
look at the end of
he's-
it.
Like, look, he's spilling, so he's like, no, I gotta save as much as I can.
Can't spill a drop.
Obviously.
Oh,
He's like a
it paused
cryptid!
right
We
there.
found him. Close in, boys. We found Jimmy Buffett.
Okay, but
I'm
rewind,
waiting for
because
the
for real, he's
glasses to come
slurping.
down.
Are we looking for the slurp?
Yeah,
I don't know if he did.
he did.
Yeah, he
watch,
did. He
watch
went
right
for
here.
it.
No.
Oh no, you have to go back.
You gotta go back further.
Right here.
There's a slurp, I promise. Because he spilled a fuck ton, and then he's like, no more, man.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
wants
he
to
goes
do
in
this.
there.
Fucking correct.
I crave that delicious shaved ice drink. I don't love it too much. Speaking of shaved ice, you know what you'll find? You'll never find ice in a desert. I'm working on these transitions. It's not working out great for me.
It's a better transition than no transition.
All right. So, does anybody give a fuck about PlayerUnknown
I
Battleground?
actually sort of give a fuck.
So I give a fuck in that it is being like I wouldn't call it the game of the year. I haven't played it personally, but it is the biggest game basically ever.
Yeah.
And you gotta stand up and look at that. But basically, the news is here is that they're adding a new map because there's only been one map in this video game, and that's crazy, right?
Is it still in beta?
It's coming out like this month.
Okay.
Like official release when it comes out on Xbox is coming out this month. So they added the second map and also vaulting, the ability to just climb over things. Apparently makes a huge difference.
Essential.
But like yeah, I don't play PlayerUnknown Battleground. I just see it. Everyone talks about it. I appreciate its importance, but they added a new map, and if you like that sort of thing, it's a big old stupid desert. Look at that. Look at
Apparently,
that.
it runs better on higher settings now.
How many shades of brown do you think they used?
At least 4.
51. But
Wow.
only 51.
Do you
As
think
each
the giant
state has-
crater on the map will become the new school?
Oh, is that the thing where people just kind of like the death house?
Yeah.
Kind of shows up to fight there. Hopefully one day. If there's one thing I like about this game, it's a place where people can just go to shoot each other.
Well, that's all I got. Unfortunately.
The
Well,
Battle
speaking-
Dome.
Speaking of things that are all I got, so I mean, this is probably the 4th week going that we talked about fucking Spider-Man.
Nice. Are we bringing up Venom again?
No,
Okay.
we're bringing up. So here's the thing. Like, first of all, I haven't seen this Amazing Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man 1 was a pile of garbage. I have no faith in Sony whatsoever. But there's a new Spider-Man movie coming.
Right.
It's not part of the MCU. It's being held entirely by Sony Pictures.
Okay.
And here's the goddamn trailer for
Is it
this.
Miles Morales?
Does that look like a Miles Morales to
Whoa,
you?
what?
So this is an animated Spider-Man movie being put out by Sony Pictures. It is an entirely animated fucking movie.
We have to see
This
this.
animation's pretty cool,
I'm
actually.
stoked on this already.
Have you guys heard of Amazing World of Gumball?
Ooh.
Yes.
It has this kind of like nice mixed media kind of thing where there's like real life establishing shots and then like animation of both 3D and 2D. That's what this reminds me of. But look at how fucking stylish this shit is.
You know what
Oh, it
this-
has
You
to
know
be.
what Spider-Man property this reminds me of? The comics, the Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because Miles Morales, this Spider-Man picture currently comes from the Ultimate Universe. Peter Parker dies. And then he takes up the mantle as Spider-Man, and I remember back, everyone was like, well, there can't be a black Spider-Man, what the fuck, man? Because, comic fans are dumb.
Do you think that Childish Gambino, what's his name? Donald Glover. Donald Glover
We'll play
is
him?
going to be this one?
Well, I haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, but here's a brief spoiler. The character that Donald Glover plays in Spider-Man Homecoming is the uncle of Miles Morales. So that's about as close as we're going to get to that. But yeah, so I don't know.
This is actually really cool.
I fucking love this.
Usually
so-
I poo-poo
Wait,
on
is that another
Spider-Man
Spider-Man?
because
Yeah,
he's
so this is
gonna
titled
have-
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. In the contemporary comics universe, what happens is that Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Peter Parker, all the different Spider-Man just kind of exist. I have no fucking clue why. In the Ultimate Universe, Peter Parker dies, Miles Morales takes up the thing. But then I think the Ultimate Universe closes, and then Miles Morales comes into the mainline universe. It's weird. Comics are dumb. I have not kept up with them in a very long time. So it's all very confusing.
I think they make it so that you just can't keep up with them unless that's your entire life.
But like, I'm glad they're finally giving Miles Morales something because he is cool, and I want to see more of him because I'm kind of tired of Peter
see
Parker.
those Air Jordans?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Sorry, those might have been Air Force Ones. For any
if there's a
sneakerheads
Spider-Man
out there.
movie,
Hey,
I take
you know
Miles
what?
or I take
You could
Ben
lie to
Reilly.
me. I would believe you. I don't know shoes. I don't know shit. But this reminds me also.
Go back
I don't
for
know
some
how
more.
much we're going to talk about this, but
I could talk about it as much as you want.
the Batman is a ninja.
Oh yeah,
anime.
Batman Ninja.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's technically news. It came up last week. Will was like, we could talk about that. I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. But looking at it now, it is kind of cool. I don't like Batman all that much, but I think it's a fun concept. And it's like, what if we just took Batman and
What
put
don't
him...
you like about Batman?
I
Because I also don't like Batman.
don't
He's
like
Iron Man, but lame.
No, I don't like what Batman has become. I like goofy Batman who fights a bunch of stupid idiots.
Batman Forever.
Yes. Okay. Well, no. Here's the thing. The Joel Schumacher Batman movies are some of my favorite fucking movies because they're so dumb and stupid, and I love them so much. I'm very passionate about how colorful they are, how stupid they are, how just Danny Elfman all over the place. Just get it in there, Danny. I don't give a shit. Jim Carrey's playing the Riddler, and Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face. Who gives? Arnold Schwarzenegger is Mr. Freeze, man.
What about Adam West?
Chill
Batman?
out.
I was dead. I wasn't alive before Adam West is the
But
thing.
what about
We're
the
dead.
giant bomb?
Well, sometimes you just can't get rid of it. But so
Wait,
the point.
can we go back to how you described yourself as being dead before you were alive?
At
Aren't
age
we
6, I
all?
was born without a face. But to
No!
answer your point, Dupont, I don't like what Batman has become. This like super gritty, super dark. Oh, I can fight anything.
It's too serious.
Yeah, with enough time and resources, Batman can defeat anything. Fuck no! If Superman wanted Batman dead, Batman would be a red paste on the floor. I don't give a goddamn care about this.
When do you think he'll kill someone with a gun?
He has in the DC animated universe movies.
I feel
No, wait, sorry. In
like
the DCU movies, the Batfleck, Ben Affleck, he kills people with guns left and right.
super
What
gritty,
about Center?
like
Wow.
superhero movies should be like on their way out because they're so boring.
Well,
This looks ridiculous
Here's the
already,
thing.
and I love it.
between this and the Spider-Man movie, which I don't trust
It's an
Sony.
actual anime. It's a Japanese anime.
Yeah, it's
Really?
kind of like heavily 3D, but I like that style. It's kind of like a cel shaded thing.
So like Ruby?
No, but I think it's better than Ruby.
It's kind of sort of similar. Like
That's
it doesn't
an
have hard
interesting
lines.
Joker.
it's also fully in Japanese, so you got Bruce-san and that sort of thing going on.
Cute.
Batmanu.
But like between this and the Spider-Man
I think it would be
thing,
Batman.
I do think this might
Batman.
herald a
Actually,
new
it is
age.
Batman.
Because I do think this will make like a more comic-y style movie prevalent again. Because like gritty I think is probably going to be on its way up pretty
It's a
soon.
samurai.
I think
Yeah.
he's a
Also,
Ronin.
right. This is like it's called
Technically
Batman Ninja, but he
speaking.
looks like a samurai all over the place. There's a Batwing in feudal Japan. That's cool.
This
Flip a
looks pretty
switch.
Cool, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stoked.
I like both Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, so this is probably gonna be
Do you
alright.
think there's gonna be titties up the wazoo then? Because
Well, Harley's in it, so yeah, you
so
don't
at
know
least
about that.
2 titties.
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe even 3.
That's with a bunch of Robins. There's a Deathstroke over there.
Oh, that was.
That's
Deathstroke.
Nightwing right there. That's the
Wild.
Penguin. That's Poison Ivy. You know, they got it. I don't know why everyone's here. I don't know why
Robin
they're
had
all
a
here.
dumb haircut. Can
Got
we
some
just
Two-Face
focus
going on.
that?
There's a
So-
hammer.
What is the story? Is this like Batman gets
The-
transported to feudal Japan or something?
So there was a subtitled version of the trailer. I don't know where it is, but the Joker gets himself a time machine, and Batman has to go back there and probably solve all that shit because time machine's a problem. Anybody with time travel is a problem. So
So wait, does everyone go back, or is it
I
just
don't know about that, but the entire Rogues Gallery, all the Robins were there. It doesn't make much sense. But
Batman the Ninja.
there's even a line where Batman's like, "Great, I have no Batmobile, I have no Batwing. All I got is a horse and a sword." Oh, but he has that apparently.
So he does have the Batmobile, and we did see the Batwing.
Is that Sandman from the MCU?
Is that Gara from the Ninja Show?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't think I would be the one to make a Naruto reference. James commented on something. Oh well. Sorry,
But
bro.
my favorite part about that
Back to-
trailer
back to
is
you.
Robin's stupid haircut, because he's just got a little tuft on the top of his
Yeah,
head.
he looked bald.
Yeah, it wasn't a great look. Bless him though. Back to this though, because I think this is the real talking point. How long have we been going for? Fuck.
I don't know. Let's keep it going. Seems pretty natural to me.
Because I mean, as much as this
There's
has
nothing
been,
natural about this.
yeah, you feel uncomfortable. What can I do to make you more comfortable? You want to drink?
No.
Get a pun. Is it too hot in here? I can open a window.
Can we just take off all our clothes?
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there, but I'm like, this is probably gonna be the natural progression of this conversation, isn't it? I mean, I guess the meat and the potatoes is, if you like arbitrarily rating things, we can talk about that.
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
So you remember my intro? I was talking about Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards. Well,
Right.
this Thursday, the Game Awards happened. Now, I was at work because I work 2 jobs and don't have very much free time anymore. But I heard there were some upsets in the world of video games, and that 2017 as a whole, pretty stacked year for games.
Before we talk about this, though,
Okay, what's up?
I see Cuphead.
Mm-hmm.
I saw on Reddit today an article titled "Justin Trudeau compliments Cuphead developers on game."
Yeah, because they're Canadian.
Was not aware. Hilarious that Justin Trudeau even gave half a shit.
Dude, Justin Trudeau is like, oh, I'm the hot young. I'm not a
Justin
millennial,
Trudeau
but I'm the
is
hot
meme
young guy.
status. Like, he has to comment on millennial cultural
He's
things.
like, I'm one of you, right?
He needs to get
Right, Liz, I'm
reelected
one of you."
somehow.
Yeah.
I jog shirtless to seem more human.
The only thing he really has to embrace is the apathy that the millennial faces when deciding who to elect for politics, for political positions, because everyone's the fucking same, including him.
It's one polished turd after fucking another.
Well, I
so
mean,
much
it's
to
like
care
the
for
only thing you're
anymore.
really voting for is like their position in terms of social
I
policy,
fucked up.
which doesn't really make a difference.
I mean, I'm kind of proud of us. It took till episode 4 to get to politics, but here we are.
Well,
You know what? Fuck Justin Trudeau. Fuck Stephen Harper. Fuck the government. I'm an anarchist.
You know, so at my day job, or my part-time job, not my day job,
Reanimate Jack Layton.
I made a comment of saying how stupid
take it.
Canada is to one of my coworkers who was an immigrant. She came from South America to live in Canada, and she's like, "What do you mean Canada's stupid? I uprooted my whole life to come here." And like, you know what? You make a good point. Canada is a pretty nice place to live overall, but you know, Canada's pretty stupid.
do you know what?
Have you
part
seen
of
Newfoundland?
South America?
No,
Okay,
no.
never mind.
Why you say? Are you implying that some South America is better than other South America?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I probably wouldn't want to live in Venezuela very much.
Or Argentina right
Or
now.
Argentina.
Yes, unless you're a Nazi war criminal, Argentina is not for you.
Or if you're white and traveling.
That also. It was a different time back then. Man,
visit
that's a
Chile.
downer, isn't it?
Huh?
I'll visit Chile.
Yeah.
And Peru.
I mean, yeah, Chile, Peru, Brazil. I'm gonna go everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll even go to Colombia, man.
You-
I love that cocaine.
You were telling me about the road trip from
Cocaine
all the
and
way down to
cheap
South
cheese.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that called?
So Asta, Alaska, and it's not down to South America. Actually, it starts at the tip of Chile and goes up to Alaska. This guy did
Oh.
over 3 years in a van with a whole bunch of random ass people.
I imagine you can't really go very far. Over the span of 3 years, you probably pick up at least 1 or 2 vagrants. So that sounds
Well,
pretty fun.
Did
his
it take
whole-
3 years?
His whole business model was that he didn't want to spend a lot of money, so he would pick up as many people as he could. He had like up to 6 people living in that van at some points, and it was an old VW bus, so it wasn't huge, and they would split gas with him, and they would split food, and so over the 3 years he spent $15,000 in total on all of his expenditures, which is crazy. But the reason it took 3 years is because he stopped for at least 3 times I know of to rebuild his engine 6 times. So he stopped for like months at a time in certain places to like learn how to rebuild his engine. And then he would rebuild his engine and then go another 200 kilometers and it would blow up. And he would be like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, that's gonna dash some hopes. But I mean, props to him for making the trip. That sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah, he did make it to Alaska. Actually, the new season of that is just now coming out where he's in Alaska.
Oh.
So also something I didn't know about Alaska, you can, as an Alaskan like citizen or like person who resides in Alaska, you can legally fish 1 king crab per person per day to eat.
It's pretty good.
For free.
I went to
Good eating.
Superstore earlier and I was looking at they have the by the door seafood set up. I'm like, oh, a bunch of crab legs for $12. I mean, I love crab. That's not bad. I didn't do it though.
It's probably a good call.
I mean, I'm missing out,
So
man.
good.
I would eat crab. Like crab is my favorite food of all time. It's not my favorite meal. I'll take roast beef and mashed potatoes over crab any day. But if I got a pot, I got water, I'm gonna boil me some crab, sometimes in a lager, because beer crab is nice.
Oh.
That said, I didn't do it because I'm not penny pinching, but it's by the door.
Crab is so expensive.
It
It's
is.
so expensive.
Well, here
but
it's
it's
expensive.
super good.
I'll take crab over lobster any day.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
fair. It's sweeter.
I definitely agree. Lobster is overrated,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. It's not bad.
It's
just
because it used to be
overrated.
peasant food, and then the rich were like, "Nah, we want that."
Well, like when the settlers came
volunteers.
over, the natives offered them lobster in New England, and they're like, "We don't want to eat this water bugs," and so that was a thing. Because idiots.
I feel like lobster and shrimp aren't different enough for me to like give a fuck about lobster.
What do you mean? One's got a pinchy pinch, and the other's got tiny pinch.
And one's
pinch.
small.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
What's a crawdad? What is that?
It's like a mini lobster.
It's like your dad when he's cranky.
Yeah. Tape 30 of them to a
It's the
suit
same
jacket,
as a
become crawdaddy.
crayfish, but
Oh.
different than the French thing that looks
Bubba
like
Gump's
a crayfish.
Seafood Co. is coming to West End. so
Yeah, and
more-
it looks
I
like
heard
it's
about
gonna
that, I
be
heard about that.
giant.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge.
Like a sit-in place or what?
Yeah, like a restaurant.
For real?
Outside of Bourbon Street. It's
Holy
like
shit.
its own place. Yeah, it's by the theater.
Huh.
All I want from West End is for them to bring that fucking dragon back.
Yeah.
I remember very vividly, and I don't know if this is true, but up on the top thing, I threw an unpopped kernel of popcorn, then went down, and I found a popcorn, but it could have just been any fucking popcorn.
No,
right
it
when
was-
the,
it was that
right when the
You know
dragon,
what?
yeah.
I believe
It was
that.
definitely that
Believe.
kernel.
Because I was like 6, and the magic was there, but
Also, apparently, allegedly, the remains and skeleton of that dragon are still in the mall, just
Oh.
underneath where the HMV stage is. I guess now the Sunrise Record.
why don't we just get
Stage?
Michael to go look for him? He's there all the time because he works there. Also, you work there.
I am also Michael, who works there.
Yeah, why don't we just get both of you to team up?
This
sounds like a good
M&M
movie.
Wait, do
mysteries,
you guys
boys.
have access to the catacombs?
Sort of.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know how much Michael's keys get him into stuff.
Okay, let's go steal the flamethrower part of it.
I mean, you could just make that with an aerosol can and a lighter.
But it wouldn't be out of the dragon.
What was that?
Have you not seen that video?
No, I've seen the one where the boy he's playing with the aerosol flamethrower and it's
Right.
like, you better stop. You know that one?
Yes, that's a good one too.
Okay.
So this one is like your stereotypical 14 to 16-year-old blonde hockey boy,
You know the one.
where he has an aerosol can and a lighter, and he fucking lights it off, and Nickelback is playing.
And he's headbanging.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Nothing
good.
goes wrong though, unfortunately.
Did you guys ever witness or play Past the Fire?
Excuse you?
Go
Go
I
ahead.
remember
Pass
in,
the fire in what?
I remember in junior high I was walking home from school and there was these like 4 like degenerate junior high kids who
You know
were-
the ones.
you know the fuckers who they smoke the grass and they-
Jazz cigarettes.
yeah, the jazz cigarettes, and they skip PE.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah, they were hanging out behind in an alley behind my house while I was walking towards my house, and they were playing this game called Pass the Fire, where they wear jeans and they spray the knee of the jean with like Axe, and they all of their jeans with Axe, and then one person lights their knee on fire and has to pass it to the next person and pat out their knee before they start being lit.
Huh. That
Humans are
sounds
not a
pretty
species
lit,
made to last.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? 2 things. First things first, reportedly Ozzy Osbourne lights his knees on fire. Or no, he talks to his knees. Someone I think I crossed some wires there. Second thing, I remember in a fire safety like thing in grade 3, they made up a story about how there was a kid who refused to play with a lighter with some bullies, so they lit the kid on fire. And I'm like, this doesn't sound real, but
Man,
I'm scared.
McKee coming in strong
Yeah.
with that
But
fire
did they
education.
make up the story?
I don't know. And I don't like. They just said like on this very field there were some kids playing with a lighter, and they tried to get one kid to join in with them, and that kid's like, "Nah, man, you're a square." And then they doused the kid with lighter fluid and lit him on fire.
So the
Did he
moral of the
die?
story, kids, play with lighters.
Yeah.
Yes, if you have a lighter to defend yourself, then we don't have to regulate lighters. Just have a lighter to defend yourself.
We should regulate lighter fluid.
Yeah.
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 Hey, if no one had any bullets, they wouldn't be able to shoot their guns. So.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
steal
that's
all the
right. But if there
bullets.
wasn't
Are we
any-
going back
but
into
it-
politics?
but you know
I
what?
mean, I already made the illusion just earlier.
If there wasn't any people, then we wouldn't have anything to shoot guns at.
You know what?
But
That's a very
guys,
Skynet
guns
approach
don't
to
hurt
it.
people.
People are people.
People are people.
If I were Skynet,
People will be people.
you know what? So like in
Boys will
Terminator,
be boys, girls will be girls.
Skynet's like,
non-gender binary
we just gotta
people
kill
will
all
be
the people
non-gender
by
binary
nuking
people.
them. Why not just Skynet just become a politician and then get guns into the hands of people?
Didn't the guy who launched Tesla make a Skynet?
Musk?
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like a bad thing.
There is a company who made a Skynet.
Oh,
But
That
only
I
on
know for sure.
Mars.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
the only planet totally lived on
We should
robots.
probably get back to the video game awards.
I don't give a fuck about video games.
Okay, sure.
All right, no, let's talk about this.
What's that? Who's that guy with the long nose?
That is that's Igor from the Persona series.
Oh.
So yeah, so video games was pretty fucking lit in 2017. I've played like 3 of them, but there are a lot that came out this year, including the ones on screen: Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Cuphead, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Horizon Zero Dawn, Mario Odyssey, and Persona 5. That's just like the tip of the. So many fucking AAA budget games came out this year. And the Game of the Year awards, hosted by some Illuminati of people who come together to vote on this sort of thing, went on. A lot of shit happened, including a guy got really drunk and said "fuck the Oscars" on stage. One of the developers of I don't remember the name of the game, but apparently Tommy Wiseau, super drunk guy, looking like, went up there. So talk about just kind of in order of this Forbes list on Forbes.com. Here is how it kind of descends, starting with Game of the Year. A lot of stuff was nominated, like a lot of stuff, because a lot of good games came out. Look at this big
Unsurprising.
fucking list of games.
Do you think that like the whole indie game scene, with like the budget, not super, what's it called,
AAA?
Yeah, not AAA, not with a huge budget,
Just A.
with like just a couple developers, the stuff that you can buy on Steam and play and have like a shit ton of fun. You think those interesting ideas have pushed AAA games to stop playing in the comfort zone and start doing more interesting things?
No, because Journey came out in like 2010.
A lot of people have
And,
been trying to remake Journey. That's true.
That was a really good game.
Yeah,
That was
nothing's
really
changed
good.
since.
Well, I will say, like, this year in particular, I don't know what it is, but this year has been stacked for specifically long single-player, like, narrative experiences, as opposed to, it's just Call of Duty again. Just shoot the guy. Just fucking shoot the guy. I don't give a shit. But at the same time, we've seen the whole, microtransactions become the bloated thing they are. And even, as I brought up last year, the games that came out earlier in the year, the single-player games, were typically kind of not too bad with microtransactions, but the single-player games that came out later in the year were bereft with microtransactions, even though they didn't need them. It's a bizarre thing. I do see what you're saying, though, because there's probably more indie games out there worth playing that we've never heard of than there is on this list. There's no way
I'm
to
just
see them
thinking
all.
because like the last pretty much 3 or 4 games that I've really loved have all been like games that someone told me about that I had never heard about before and that we played on their PC.
Well, like one of the games that I'm considering for my game of the year this year is Nidhogg 2. Like that is an indie game.
It's a great
It
game.
is a great game,
Love
and
it.
it's just like it's a 2D fucking stab the guy with a sword.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I played Breath of the Wild. I played Mario Odyssey, 2 of the games nominated for Game of the Year this year, and I do love Mario Odyssey, and Breath of the Wild is great. It's great, but
I feel like you would have had a better time if your controller worked properly.
hell yeah, I would. Oh god, my Joy-Cons would always desync, and then Link would just jump right off a fucking tower. It was great, man. Because I have one of the first generation Switches that has the bad antennas. They
Did
fixed it, though.
any of that happen during your recording?
No, because when I was recording, I was so close. But when I was sitting on a nice, comfortable couch, far away from my Switch console, that was when that sort of thing would happen.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
So how many awards did Zelda win?
Well, let's go down the list. So of the Game of
2
the Year,
so far.
so Game of the Year nominations were Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, all the games I said earlier on that big picture. The winner, and whoever wrote this article's prediction, was Breath of the Wild. Looking at game direction, Breath of the Wild cleaned up there as well. Best narrative, Breath of the Wild wasn't nominated for that because the narrative in Breath of the Wild sucks. The game that won best narrative.
I haven't even heard of the one that won.
What remains?
That is actually an indie game, like you're talking about. I've never played it. I've not actually seen anything of it. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is also an indie game. It's made by a major studio, but I think they put it out themselves.
Oh, like Sony with their indie records.
I don't know about that. Like I think Hellblade came out on a couple things, and I think What Remains of Edith Finch is a PC game.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. Zelda was also nominated for Best Art Direction, but that went to Cuphead, which was, obviously Cuphead is fantastic. Best Music, Best Score, a lot of games were nominated, including Cuphead, Destiny, Persona 5, Mario Odyssey, Zelda, and Nier. So Zelda's nominated for this thing. Get that out of there. Zelda has bad music.
Okay.
Nier, I don't have any music. Persona, I've heard the music for. Persona has great music. Cuphead has alright music. Mario has fucking jazz out the butt, and I love it very much, but it did not win.
What is Nier?
Nier Automata
I
is...
think you might like it, actually.
Yeah?
So the first game is a big mess made by Square Enix and Yoko Taro. He's the guy who made the Dragon card games, And Nier is a big old mess. It's confusing, and I kind of like it. I've never played it myself, but I saw a playthrough of it. Nier Automata, same guy directing it. It's a weird pseudo-sequel in that things are carried over, but it's like 1,000 years in the future. You're a robot. The first game was about magic. Now you're a robot and there's aliens. Yeah.
Okay.
It was developed in part by Platinum Studios, the guys who make Bayonetta and all those fun flashy games.
So is it like FPS?
It's
It is.
part bullet hell, part RPG.
Oh, okay.
You ever see the way like a Devil May Cry plays or like Bayonetta plays, that sort of thing? Very stylish, kind of like third-person action.
I'll show you later.
Okay. Okay.
Best audio design, Hellblade wins because Hellblade is all about insanity and whispering in your ear. That's a pretty good pick.
Is Hellblade the one where people are like, hey, we're going to show you what mental health is like, and everyone's like, no, that's not what it's like?
I've heard it's kind of divisive because the developers never said this game is supposed to be like explicitly the symptoms of like mental illness, but at the same time, if you want to interpret it like that, people are like, yeah, I mean, I have schizophrenia and it's kind of like this, I think. It's also the game where if you die like 4 times, it deletes your save file.
Oh, yes.
I
Okay,
love
it is the one
I
was
love how you
thinking
said I think like as a person with schizophrenia. I think I don't know. The voices tell me that's what it's like.
What do we got here? Best performance goes to Ashley Birch for Horizon Zero Dawn. She's getting work. Ashley Birch does
Best
work.
performance didn't go to Ashley Birch. That was the prediction.
Oh, who'd it go to?
Hellblade.
Oh.
Boo.
Melina Jurgens. Oh, I just saw the bolded text and went with that.
Wow,
Yeah.
good job
See-
at reading, Michael.
Personally,
Props.
I would have given it to Brian Bloom because he did great as BJ Blazkowicz in the in Wolfenstein.
How come that guy from Mario wasn't,
Which guy? Charles Martinet?
yeah, that's the one.
You mean the guy? Charles Martinet was the dragon in Skyrim. You know that? Parthenax. Yeah, the one up on the mountain.
Yeah?
The guy's like, I'm your friend, and then the blades are like, kill that guy, and he's like, I don't want to kill the dragon. You kidding me?
Also,
Yeah, exactly.
Why didn't Night in the Woods win? That was such a good.
Night in the
fucking
Woods
game.
was not even. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Games for Impact.
Night in the Woods was so good.
I think it's all about personal experience, and I have not played any of these goddamn games except for Night in the Woods, and I think that's pretty impactful.
It's so
but
charming.
best ongoing game goes to Overwatch.
Yeah.
Hey.
So all these games like Warframe, Rainbow Siege, Grand Theft Auto, which has been going on for like what?
Cool.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013. Jesus. I will say Overwatch is doing pretty good. I would have given it to Killer Instinct personally, but hey, that's just me because I'm biased. Best indie game, Cuphead wins over Pyre, What Remains of
And
Edith
Night in the
Finch,
Woods.
Night in the Woods, and Hellblade. Pyre's pretty cool.
Hey.
Pyre is like Magic basketball. It's pretty cool. They're the guys who made
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No, I thought
Bastion.
that one was stupid.
they made Bastion and Transistor. I like Bastion. I like
They
Transistor.
have a one for mobile game. That's funny considering the discourse over mobile games.
Well, yeah. Hey man, Pinout's a pretty good mobile game, but that came out in 2016, I think.
Apparently, Fire Emblem Heroes was fun. I don't know.
The
Matt
winner
played
for
it a
best mobile
lot,
game, by the way,
but-
is Monument Valley 2.
Was Super Mario Run the one that was free to start?
Yes.
Okay.
Best handheld game goes to Metroid Samus Returns. I have played this game. A lot of stuff on here: Monster Hunter, Fire Emblem, Ever Oasis, and Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. I have played the Metroid game. I like it quite a bit. In the era of the Switch being a technically portable console, I think we got to kind of look at what defines handheld games, because technically Mario Odyssey is a handheld game, and Mario Odyssey is way better than all this, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Best VR game, who gives a shit? Resident Evil shouldn't fucking count. Resident Evil's just a regular game you can play in VR.
Skyrim should have won the handheld game.
Best action game goes to Neo. No, it didn't win. Wolfenstein 2 won. I'd give it to that. Neo's pretty
Yeah.
cool, though.
I'll allow it.
Best action adventure game, Breath of the Wild. I don't know about that. Haven't played any of the other ones. I played Mario Odyssey. That deserves it. I'm just kind of yelling at nobody here.
Uncharted's not great after.
I agree.
Best role-playing game. I'm surprised South Park got nominated. I'm surprised Divinity Original Sin 2, a game which is supposedly so open-ended, it's like you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons
Apparently, it's
campaign.
really great though.
Well, yeah, people are like, it's so open-ended, it's like you're playing a tabletop game
Yeah.
where the DM is very flexible. Because, like, you can play co-op where you can, like, you play co-op and go anywhere in the world. You can start a quest, come back to the quest giver, and find out your partner killed the guy. And you're like, why did you kill this guy? I was about to
You
turn
can
this quest
also
in.
literally kill anyone.
You can be an undead, and the way you go into town is you wear someone's face.
Yes.
Best family-friendly game goes to Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Mario Rabbids, Sonic Mania, all these games. I played Sonic Mania, haven't played this thing, haven't played this thing. No one knows what I'm talking about at home because I'm using my mouse. None of it matters, it's all shit.
I feel like Mario Rabbids had potential and let everyone down.
Holy shit.
Except for it's the best strategy game because
Well,
apparently Halo Wars 2 and XCOM 2 don't count.
Well, from what I've heard, Mario and Rabbids is very charming and a pretty good strategy game overall.
I believe it.
I mean, I don't know about that. I haven't played it.
The Rabbids are funny. They're like, wah, wah, wah.
I don't
You
know.
know?
Are they charming?
No.
It's-
Rabbits are just
they're
minions.
charming in the
Sorry,
sense.
sorry. What do they do?
Yeah, rabbits are
Char-
just they're
they're charming
minions. They're minions who are gray.
Yeah, they're charming in the sense that they're funny and relatable to middle class to lower class white families.
They're endearing.
Maybe other families. I can't speak for them.
Yeah, this is all now a bunch of
I don't know.
garbage. Student Game Award goes to Cuphead, goes to Level Squared, goes to Hollow Knight. Bunch of Golf Story didn't win nothing. Golf Story is great. Mr.
What is
Shifty
Golf
great.
Story?
Golf Story is an RPG where you golf.
That sounds
Do you hate
awful.
geese? Geese are your enemy. Golf at them. You see that switch over there? Golf at that switch. Your wife just left you. Go swit. Go golf. That's what Golf
Go
Story
squid.
is. Yeah, go squid.
Go school.
Gumballs and Dungeons. I don't care. Either way, that's the Game Awards. It seems all relatively pointless, but I do think there is some fun to putting things in lists because guys, lists is easy.
I like lists.
Lists are nice.
I think lists make life easier.
Nice, digestible lists.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I mean, I didn't play any of these games except for like 5 of them. Wait a minute, hold on a second. There's one thing I gotta look at here because apparently there's a best fighting game thing, and I gotta check that shit out because I
Just Control F.
I don't give a care about your Control F. I don't know where my keyboard is.
It's right there.
Trending gamer. Who are any of these?
Yeah, I only know Markiplier, and he's not. even on
Doctor
there.
Disrespect.
Wait,
That's-
who? Stephen who?
Stephen Whom? You mean?
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, hey,
Okay, never mind.
wait, you know Doctor Disrespect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Who is Doctor Disrespect?
Chanel knows.
He's a streamer on Twitch.
Hmm.
Okay.
What does he play?
I've lost
The
my
game
spot.
with the new desert. I forget what it's
Oh,
called.
PUBG.
Battlegrounds. Yeah.
He plays that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Okay.
famous for that.
All right, this list is valid, I guess, but
What
I'm watching
list?
you. Whoever makes this list. Who I don't know who contributed to this, but either way, Forbes, a bunch of Illuminati nonsense.
Anyway.
It's all garbage. I don't believe in the Illuminati, but I can say that Forbes is the Illuminati.
What do you
'cause
mean?
it's
What do you
fun.
mean you don't believe in the Illuminati?
I don't believe that an 18th century conspiracy still exists, but I believe a bunch of white people probably said, we're going to call ourselves the Illuminati and attract money.
I thought you meant that you don't believe in their ability to be a conspiracy.
I mean, nothing exists. Nothing is talked about for no reason. So at some point there probably was something called the Illuminati. But I mean, if it is anybody or anything who has any ties to the original conspiracy, they're probably all dead. And
Maybe
those-
the conspiracy is just to confuse people.
what
Like
if
us.
Dan Brown is the only living member of the Illuminati, so he just writes about the memoirs and stuff?
What if he's also part of the Freemasons?
This reminds me of that episode in The Weekenders when they have the fucking group. Anyone watch The Weekenders?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we all
Yeah.
like the Weekenders.
Tino
Yeah.
Tomatini.
It came up last week on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Good,
where
Weekenders
they
is
had
lit.
the Lone Wolf Society or whatever that
Yes.
decides the school
Oh,
lunch menus.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they decide our lunch menus.
Hey, what's up with anime and how the student council is super powerful in all cases? What is that? Is that a thing in Japan? Are student councils
I feel like
an
it's
actual
just
thing?
everywhere but Canada.
okay?
Because American cartoons and shit.
Like,
make
I'm not
it
even
look
talking
that
about
way,
Kill la
too.
Kill where the antagonists were the student council. I'm talking about just a regular fucking anime where the student council is like, we got the whole thing. The student council president's the most important person in this school. Bend your knee to him and his will, otherwise he'll hit you with a car.
Yeah, they don't even talk about the principal or anything. It's just no, the student council president.
I think that the most important person in all Japanese schools is
Janitor.
the hot senpai, and I feel
Oh.
like we all just need to remember that.
Well, I mean, to take it back a notch, the only principal of any anime I ever remember is the one from Nishijo who does the suplex to that fucking deer. And I'm like, that's a pretty cool principal. I can look that up right now.
That sounds rad.
Yeah,
But
that's
also,
pretty rad.
let's not forget the janitors who have to clean all that shit up.
Clean up the deer that guy suplexed.
I do feel bad for them.
I mean, the kids in Japanese schools usually do the cleaning in the classroom.
You're right. I forgot
So
about that.
I don't know if they even have janitors.
I feel like they definitely have janitors.
I mean, probably in some capacity. but
Holy shit.
Well,
What?
look
did
at this
the
fucking
deer
hero
do
suplex
to
this goddamn
him?
deer.
That poor Stanler.
Yeah, so he walks up wearing his blazer and everything. He tears the blazer off. He's wearing this tactical vest and he just fucking suplexes this goddamn deer right in the courtyard.
Why
I
is he
love
wearing a
anime.
tactical
That deer does not
vest?
even
I
look
don't
bothered.
know.
It doesn't.
This is the only episode this motherfucker even appears in. Get out of here, idiot! Look at this shit. Look at this. Do it.
Is this the whole thing? It is.
There he is.
Holy
Walk up there,
fuck.
dude. Yes.
Nice.
Oh, this is a great anime, Nishijo. I love it quite a bit. It's one of my favorites, actually. Either way,
Wait, what type of anime is it? What's
Slice of Life.
Fuck, I love that.
No,
shit
it is.
So
It is the
much.
most. There's except for one character who is a professor who made a robot girl. It's basically the most grounded slice of life. In that, no, fuck it. Let's just look up gifs of Nishijo because they're all amazing. Every single one of them.
It's winter, so I should probably just activate my Crunchyroll account again because I only seem to watch anime in the winter.
I
We
hate
can
watching
watch all
anime
of
on
Naruto.
Crunchyroll. There's an ad
watch
every
this
4.5
Naruto.
seconds.
Boop boop boop. Look at this thing fucking fly. Look
Ba-dum,
at that rotoscope
ba-dum.
3D. Bam, you're
Yeah.
dead. Caught it dead. Look at
Holy
that shit. You
shit.
see that? Look at this.
Is this a mango too?
Probably.
A mango.
What's the one screen cap where the girl wakes the other girl up and then
With the-
she
with the
appeared?
knife?
Yeah.
That's from Azumanga Daioh.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched that anime that the guy like lives a farm life or whatever?
Mm.
One.
Farm.
Yeah, it's called Harvest Moon.
No,
Farm.
I don't know what that is.
It's a video game.
I gotta stop closing the browser because I
But
just
yeah,
look
this guy
thing
like
up.
goes and lives on a farm, learns how to be a farmer, and it's also slice of life. But
What's that new one? That new farming game.
New farming game.
Farmville.
Stardew Valley.
Farmville 2.
Stardew Valley.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Farming anime about farming. 5 farming animes. Is it recent? Because this is from 2014.
It's recent-ish. Silver Spoon. That's right.
Silver Spoon? Where? Huh? What? Where do you see it?
Ginosaji.
There we go.
Silver Spoon.
What do we got? Please don't give me malware. Website. Okay. It's just about a guy living on a farm. I like that. This looks like a
Pretty
baseball.
good. He
is it a
like
baseball
wanted
episode?
to
No,
do
never
be
mind.
success in life, and then he had to move to a farm.
Mm.
Actually, it's a farming academy where he learns how to be a farm.
Is it like a fun farming academy, like a duel academy from Yu-Gi-Oh kind of thing?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it doesn't seem realistic. It seems like they're all having a good old time.
No, I mean like agricultural institutes, like education institutes do exist. So I'm not saying this is out of the realm of like possibility, but like farming academy just sounds fun and majestic in a way that I can't possibly describe.
Probably smells like shit.
Oh,
Like
doesn't it
actual
though?
shit.
And much like this podcast, smelling like shit. We're gonna call it a day, everybody. We've been going for way too long, and my legs hurt. I gotta get a better chair for this sort of thing. Anyway,
You really do.
thank you all for watching. I was gonna make an email for this episode so that we could probably get letters at some point, but either way, I digress. Thank you for watching. We'll do it all again next time. Goodbye.
Bye.